Nobody saw this coming. Not the Cleveland media, not the analysts who spent all offseason burying him, and definitely not the people who said Shedeur Sanders would never sniff the first-team huddle in Berea. Because on day 13 of Brown's training camp, something happened that changed the entire conversation. A quarterback decision so simple on paper, yet so loaded underneath, that it just reignited the biggest quarterback debate in football. But what happened next exposed a timeline so specific, so deliberate, that even longtime Browns insiders started asking one question: is Cleveland finally building toward the Shedeur Sanders era? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly what the Browns are doing and why it matters more than anyone's admitting.
I got you, huh? We out here, yes,
Let's rewind. For months, the noise around Shedeur Sanders has been deafening. Draft slide, 5th round, a quarterback room stacked with veterans, every excuse in the book for why he wouldn't get real reps. But day 13 wasn't like the other days. Wednesday, August 12th, CrossCountry Mortgage Campus, Berea, Ohio. Shedeur Sanders took every single first-team rep. Not some, not a rotation, all of them. That's not a small thing. That's a statement. Here's where it gets interesting. Sanders didn't just show up and survive the reps. He looked in control, decisive with the football, making quick reads instead of hesitating. There were moments pressure got to him, defenders flushing him out of the pocket, but watch what he did. He didn't force it. He didn't throw into coverage just to look aggressive. He threw it away, lived to play the next down. That's the kind of discipline scouts beg rookies to have, and most of them don't. But here's where things get crazy. In red zone teamwork, with defenders closing in, Sanders bought himself just enough time, then delivered a pinpoint strike to tight end Blake Whiteheart. Touchdown, right at the pylon. The kind of throw that doesn't show up on a stat sheet as special, but every coach in that building noticed it. That touchdown wasn't even the most important throw of the day, because later, in another 11-on-11 period, Sanders found receiver Isaiah Bond working across the middle of the field, in space, in rhythm, on time. That's not a scramble drill highlight. That's quarterback-receiver chemistry being built in real time. And then, the 2-minute drill. Down 2, under a minute on the clock. Game-winning drive scenario. Sanders led it, set his team up with a shot at the winning kick. Now ask yourself how many rookie quarterbacks get put in that exact pressure cooker situation and actually deliver.
See your game, bro. Oh my gosh. Alright, yes, bro, please. And could you sign my hat too? Could you make it the biggest one?
Good luck.
Bro, you're the best.
Here's where the media's argument completely falls apart. For months, the story was simple. Sanders isn't ready. Sanders needs to sit. Sanders is a project. But projects don't get handed the 2-minute drill with the game on the line. Projects don't lead first-team execution in the red zone against a real NFL defense. Compare that to how other rookie quarterbacks around the league have been handled this summer. Some get eased in, protected, shielded from pressure situations until week 10. Sanders got dropped straight into command. First team, real defense, real stakes. That's not the treatment of a guy the franchise has written off. That's the treatment of a guy they're testing under fire. But that's not even the most shocking part. Because after practice, head coach Todd Monken pulled the quarterbacks aside and delivered real news. Deshaun Watson will start the preseason opener in Chicago against the Bears. And Sanders, he's next, scheduled to start the following week against the Buffalo Bills on August 22nd. Now pay attention to this. That's not a random decision. That's a plan. A veteran gets the first look in a game that means the least. The rookie gets his shot the very next week with more eyes watching, more tape being studied, more pressure on his shoulders. If the Browns really believed Sanders had no future here, why build a runway like that? Let's talk about what the tape actually shows. A red zone touchdown drive finished with textbook placement. A completion across the middle that required timing most rookies don't have yet. A 2-minute drill executed under simulated pressure, ending in position to win. And through it all, poise, not panic. That's not luck, that's development. And development is exactly what Cleveland has been building toward, quietly, rep by rep, day by day since camp opened. Sanders himself addressed how seriously this camp is being treated. His message was simple. Practice is being approached with the same focus and intensity as an actual game. That mentality is exactly why what happened after practice mattered just as much as what happened during it. Players stuck around, signed autographs, fans lined the ropes for one last camp practice before the preseason begins. And who drew the biggest crowd? Shedeur Sanders. Not the veteran starter, not the highest paid player on the roster. The rookie quarterback everyone said wouldn't matter. So let's connect the dots. First team reps on the most important practice day of camp. A touchdown drive under pressure, a 2-minute drill executed like a veteran, a defined path to a preseason start with a specific opponent, a specific date, a specific spotlight. That's not what happens to a player being phased out. That's what happens to a player being prepared. And that should terrify every team on Cleveland's schedule this season. Because if this is what Shedeur Sanders looks like in camp, before the lights are even fully on him, what does he look like once they are? Whether you love Shedeur Sanders or you still doubt him, one thing is becoming impossible to ignore. Every single time they said he wasn't ready, he walked back onto that field and made them look wrong again. Every time the noise got louder, he got quieter, more focused, more dangerous. Cleveland didn't hand him the keys. He's earning them, one rep, one drive, one throw at a time. And on August 22nd against the Buffalo Bills, the entire league is going to be watching to see if Day 13 was just the beginning. Because right now, the most dangerous thing in the NFL isn't a rookie with something to prove. It's a rookie who's already proving it. And if you want to be here for every rep, every start, every moment this story unfolds, hit that subscribe button right now. Because trust me, Shedeur Sanders is just getting started, and you don't want to miss what happens next.